Chapter 44. Through the Flames. Again, truly I tell you that if two of you on earth agree about anything they ask for, it will be done for them by my Father in heaven. For where two or three gather in my name, there am I with them. Matthew 18, verse 19. The roar outside was no longer distant. It was here, a living, snarling force pressing in on every side, breathing hot against the walls of the farmhouse like a beast desperate to devour them whole. Smoke clawed through every crack. The windows glowed with an unnatural light, the breath of fire licking closer, brighter, hungrier. Inside the bathroom, time had folded in on itself. Ruthie clung to James, her face buried in the soaked cotton of his shirt. It smelled of smoke, sweat, and dust, evidence of everything they had fought to protect. Her breaths came shallow and uneven. Naomi was beside them, kneeling on the tiled floor, one hand gripping Ruthie's shoulder as if she could will her strength into her. The other pressed a sodden towel tight to the base of the door, a futile line of defense against the suffocating heat outside. Bear whimpered low, curled at their feet like a trembling shadow. His paws were muddy from pacing, his eyes darted between them. Ruthie's hand searched for James's and gripped it hard, her fingers threading through his until she could feel the thrum of his pulse, proof that he was still there. Still hers. And somehow, in that terrifying stillness, she was thinking about love, about vows whispered in candlelight and promises carved in pain, about the way James held her like she mattered more than survival, about the fire they'd already walked through, just to find each other.
We should pray.
Naomi said. Her voice was raw, not just from smoke, but from knowing, from faith that had lived through its own infernos. They bowed their heads, three hearts pressed together in the hollow of fear. Ruthie began. Her voice cracked but didn't break.
God, you see us. You've always seen us. You know what we've walked through. You know how scared we are. We want to live, Lord. But if we can't, please, let us stay in your presence.
James's voice followed, rough with emotion.
We're not asking because we're good. We're asking because you are.
Naomi's words came next.
Cover this house. Cover us. Be the breath in our lungs and the shelter around these walls. Let your mercy be louder than the flames.
Then silence. Not empty, but electric. A silence so thick it felt like heaven might be leaning in. The storm outside still raged. The fire still roared, but something inside them settled, not in safety, but in surrender. And then, a sound, so small it almost went unnoticed. A soft tapping on the roof, like the timid knock of grace. Ruthie's eyes flew open.
Was that?
Another tap, then another, then a patter, then a downpour. The sky opened with a roar of its own. Water crashed against the tin like an army of angels descending. Naomi gasped.
Rain. Oh God, it's rain.
James surged to his feet and flung the bathroom door open. Smoke poured in, thick and acrid, but beneath it, unmistakable, the scent of petrichor, of mercy. They ran to the back door and threw it wide. The veranda was blackened, scorched. The air was heavy with ash. But the rain, oh, the rain, it was real. Ruthie stepped into it, blinking against the deluge. It soaked her hair, her skin, her clothes. It felt like baptism. The eastern paddock still smoldered, glowing in angry patches. The shed roof sagged, charred. But the house still stood. The flames had kissed its edges, had clawed at the walls and windows, had demanded entry, but it had not been consumed. Naomi stepped onto the veranda beside them, arms raised. Rain streaked her face like tears made visible. Her lips moved in silent praise. Her entire body trembled with reverence. James turned to Ruthie, eyes wide and wild with something more than relief.
I don't know how we made it.
Ruthie looked up at him, rain trailing down her cheeks. Her voice shook, but her words didn't.
I do,
She said.
God.
James pulled her to him, wrapping her tight against his chest like he never wanted to let her go. Bear stepped forward onto the wet boards, gave a single bark, and pressed his head against Ruthie's knee. Naomi dropped to her knees, overcome, sobbing. Her hands covered her face, shoulders shaking as rain washed over her like absolution. The world still smelled of smoke, of scorched wood and singed dreams, but the fire was no longer king. The land exhaled. Ruthie lifted her eyes to the gray sky. Water streamed down her temples, clinging to her lashes, her chin. She turned slowly in a circle as if trying to take it all in, and something rose up in her chest. Not just relief, not just awe, but a fierce, unshakable knowing that they had been kept, that they had been seen, that they had been saved. Her laughter broke through her sobs, wild and bright and holy. She stepped off the veranda into the grass, wet, blackened, reborn. James followed. Naomi stood and joined them, arms stretched wide to the heavens. Bear barked again and tore off into the yard, spinning in giddy circles. And there, in the middle of the ruin, the four of them danced. Tears and rain, smoke and grace, hearts still trembling, but faith standing strong.
Thank you for listening to this chapter of Healing on the Land. If this story has touched your heart, I'd love for you to come join me for the next chapter. You can find it here on this channel. If you'd like to support more Christian storytelling, you can purchase the full book or make a donation using the link in the description. Your support, no matter the size, helps us to continue writing stories of faith, healing, and hope. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel. May God bless you, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day.